Okay, so there's 1 minute according to my clock before it's noon on Friday, May 14th. Hi, everybody, it's Maryanne. I'm so glad that you are here and watching with us. Let's see if I have my check on just to make sure. All right, so while we're waiting for the noon hour to strike, I just wanted to remind you of our annual catalog, which is now available. It's active, and what's really neat is the fact that we have a join special with the new catalog. So let me explain how this goes. From now until May 31st, there is a joining special where you can purchase $155 US dollar. That is for the United States. If you're outside the United States, you have to find a demonstrator that you can work with, and they're very different in terms of what the legalities are. So for $155 worth of product, you only pay $99. And what's interesting about that, I think, hi Anastasia, how are you? And I think is really neat is the fact that you don't have to get online and do videos. You don't have to have parties. You can just use it as being a, just getting a discount, getting a 20% off discount. And if you want to do the demonstrating and you want to learn how to do the videos and all that, I'd be very happy to hook you up and set you up. So all you have to do is send me an email, whether you want to know information about the sign-in bonus or if you need a catalog and you don't have a demonstrator already. So let me just give you a little peek. Look at all those beautiful, look at those. That has got to be one of my favorites. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? It's already 12:01. Oh my goodness, I'm so far behind. I'm kidding. All right, so here's how Secret Class works. You gather your materials that you have available to you. So whatever that may be, you may have Stampin' Up! Products, you may have other products. That's okay. It works with everything. You're going to gather your materials, and then I will set you up with the instructions, which I call clues. Now the clues are going to help you make your card. I'll give you a little hints here and there for things that I think you might need a visual for, but I'm not going to do it with you. I've already made them. They're already over there. So first of all, I'm going to leave this up for a little bit, and I'll explain what these are. You always are going to need a piece of cardstock that measures 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. Now it's your choice, unless I specifically say in the headlines whether or not it should be a different color. But I'm finding that it doesn't necessarily have to be. It could be your choice depending upon what you have available. You also will need your paper trimmer, which is, for us, is this. It's a way to cut and score your paper, and that's what I have available. The other thing is a bone folder. Now, it's not made of real bone. It's just a way of folding and creasing your cardstock so that you get a nice crease on it. Not everybody uses a bone folder. Some people use other items that are available on their desk. Whatever works. Glue or adhesive of your choice. I sometimes use adhesive, and sometimes I just use glue. It depends on what I'm doing. It depends on how you feel about it. Some people can't use the adhesive when they're trying to manage their positioning of their paper. A stamp set that has sentiments and images. Now, if your stamp set has no images, find another one that goes with it. If you have a stamp set that has only images, find a sentiment you want to use with it. If you're lucky, you might have one that has both that you want to work with. So it's always up to you which stamp set you're using. I don't always use images, but I always feel like you should have it in case you want to use one. DSP, now for us in the Stampin' Up world, DSP means Designer Series Paper. Now, I do a video where I show you how to make your own Designer Series paper out of our stamp sets, but it's up to you what you want to do. Let me show you what we have here. Now, this is Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper, okay? And that's what it looks like. This particular one, and it's both sides, okay? It's beautiful paper. It happens to be the paper I'm going to be using today. You see? But you don't have to use that, all right? I gave you a little hint. I didn't want to tell you, but I gave you a little hint. And then you want coordinating cardstock to the paper that you're using. Particularly in this instance, we are using the DSP more than any other card that we've made. So you want to make sure that your ink matches or coordinates. So it could be a brown or black, whatever you have, or one that works if you have a cardstock that works with you. And as always, you want your embellishments, ribbon, Wink Stella. That's all up to you. That's your last thing. That's going to be your deal. Like this. Wait. Like that. Me? Oh, there's no need to look at me. There's no need. Anyway, so when you're finally done with the clue, when you've completed it, just so that we can all keep together and we're not going too fast for some people that may need some time, I'm going to ask that you say done clue 1 or done clue 5 when you're ready to move on. All right, so that's how this works. So let's get started, shall we? So the first part was that you take your cardstock that you have and you're going to fold and score it on the score line. We already had that in your part 1. And so here's my cardstock already folded and scored. So that's what you're going to do. And we're going, oh, we're already up to the second part. We're going to cut our DSP 5 inches by 3 3/4. So I have, oh, this is an error. This is an error. Hang on. Hang on. Did I miss part of the clue? No. No. Oh. Oh, good grief. This should be cardstock. This should not be DSP. So we want our cardstock. I'm a human, and humans make errors. And you know what's funny is I did this already. I've already made it using these instructions. So it's funny. So what we're going to do with this is going to fit on the front of our card, and we're going to skew it. So once you have your card, oh, wait a minute. I digress. I am totally wrong. Because you know why? I made another card doing this without that. It is DSP. It is DSP. It is a designer series paper of your choice. Is this? I was right. See that? I immediately expected myself to be wrong. And that is going to be like this. You're going to go kitty corner like that on your right. So this is pretend DSP. I didn't get DSP because I didn't want to throw it off for you, and that's why I got thrown off. Oh, it's always something. I'm always doing something that, so, but if you know what, if you make videos and you make a boo-boo, feel good about it because it doesn't matter. All right, so your DSP is going to be 5 3/4, and you're going to put it onto your cardstock, your folded cardstock, askew, so it's kind of kitty corner. Goofy. Duh. And I messed up. Oh my goodness. Oh well. I always do at least one thing. I always screw up something. So when you're done, you're going to comment done with clue 2. And I don't want to make anybody confused. Let's see if I can move this out of the way over there. There we go. And I want to bring it down so you get a really good visual. There we go. Oh, Anastasia, were you meaning the paper? Because I wasn't paying much attention. I just saw, can you scoot to the right? And I thought you meant me. Alrighty. I don't know if you can hear that, but that is Tater. We're going to go to clue number 3. But I'm going to keep clue number 1, or clue number 2, right there. And I'm bringing down this one. You're going to take coordinating cardstock, okay, and cut that 5 by 2 3/4. Now, with that cardstock, you're going to take one of your images, probably the smaller that you can get, and stamp the images on the front of this cardstock. Now, this is where it may seem a little difficult because we are all using different cardstocks. If you have this small image, stamp it several times. If you have a large image, just stamp it once. If you decide that you want to use the large image and just use portions of it, that's fine too. This is your card, so you get to do what you want to do with it. So that's part of what you're going to do. Clue number 2 is to fold on the score line of your card, base. Cut your DSP 5 3 3/4 and askew fit it onto that card base. And then take your cardstock, cut it 5 by 2 3/4, and stamp your image onto the front of that. And then when you're ready, you can say done. I'll give you a few seconds and I will leave that there. As always, if you have any questions, just pop them up for me. If it seems like it really is difficult because you don't have a visual, I will try to figure out a way to show it to you without giving away the card. The purpose of this is to make it so that you can see how creative you are inside, real deep. I mean, we all are. And sometimes we're looking at cards and we want to do it exactly the way that card is. But maybe you don't have the stamp set, or maybe you don't have the right ink pad. At least this way you can see, it doesn't matter what you have, we can still create using that design, but doing it in our own way. Kind of pushes the envelope a little bit. Now while we're sitting here, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the new things that Stampin' Up! Has. We have a whole bunch of new colors, and it's set from now until 2023, I think. I didn't put my stamps up yet. So the new colors are Soft Succulent, Fresh Freesia, Evening Evergreen, and Polished Pink. And I've been using them in a lot of my designs lately. So you'll see those new colors coming up, as well as the cardstock. And just as a, just to let you know, one of the things that Stampin' Up! Does to keep your ink pads ready is that when you fold up your ink, it's already facing in the direction, your ink pad is facing in the direction that you should be storing your ink pads. They should be flat like this, faced with the pad down. So when you store your ink pad like this, the ink settles to the bottom. That's why they have this contraption that looks like it's so difficult to open, but it isn't. It's done to protect and last, have the ink pads last. Okay, so I'm going to assume we're doing okay. Everyone's caught up, and we're going to move on. So here is clue number 4, and I'm just going to pull that up to here, keeping clue number 3 at the ready. So you're going to attach this stamped image to the center of the DSP. Now, I say that because the paper that we've had you stamp, the cardstock that we had you stamp, and the DSP, which is right here, is going to go straight in the middle, all right, so that your image from the DSP will be showing on both sides of your cardstock that has your stamped image on. Now, I've had you glue the DSP askew, kitty corner. I had you move it slightly to the right. So when you put on your cardstock on top of it, you want it to go in the right direction, the same direction as your DSP. You want it to be equal. You want it to have right angles on it. Doesn't matter how this is on your card, as long as these two are parallel to each other and looking good. That's number 4. There we go. Give you some more room to see. Get rid of my little face there. I think we have much more to go, except, yep, just a few things. Now I did these, I tried this twice. I made it once on my own for the sample, and then a second time to follow the directions. So that's to make sure the directions are right. And if I would trust myself, when I read the directions, I did at the beginning of the week, so when I read the directions this time, I thought I screwed up. But what can I say? All right, we're going to keep this in here. I'm going to take this and move this forward, and we're going to bring this here. Number 4, and then number 5. Clue number 5 is to stamp your sentiment, either fussy cut it or punch it out with one of our detailed punches. I happen to fussy cut one of mine samples, and the other one I just cut it on my paper trimmer, just angled straight. I want to keep this here so that it doesn't slide on me. There we go. Now generally our secret cards only last up to 10 clues. They don't normally go above 10. Today they're only going to 7 clues, so hopefully that'll be great, enough for everybody. So you're almost there. It'll be a quick one today. And I will give you the information regarding what stamp sets I used and what papers I used. Okay, I think we're pretty much ready to roll to the next one. So basically, you should be taking your sentiment, and you can either use a ribbon or coordinating cardstock and dimensionals and attach it to the front where you see fit. All right, and then you should be, when you're ready, you can let me know. And I'm gonna just move that over there so that you have both of those. And as we are chit-chatting through, I'm going to give you a little. Here is my Approaching Perfection. It's a brand new stamp set, and it is going to be a prize for those that have decided to share this with their social media. Now you need to let me know if you share, so that I can put your name in the hat and let you be a part of the prize patrol. Okay? So hopefully that's not too bad. And we're going to move just a little bit up further because you should have your sentiment done. Here we go. Number 7. This is where you take the card finish and you do what you want to do. You either put on Wink Castella, rhinestones, whatever it is that you have that you think is going to bump it up, because we always want to bump it up somehow. We always want to go to the next level. And so as you're finishing that part up, if you need to complete the interior of your card because it's a dark colored cardstock, then I would get a 4x5" white cardstock and then glue that onto the inside. And the only thing left that you have to do after that is take a photo and let me know. post it to our Facebook group so that we can all see what we did together. I will post mine too, but I'm going to show you the 2 samples I did. I'd so much rather see you all, what you do. And I do want to mention that Saturday's class is going to be postponed to Sunday. I might choose to do it on Sundays depending upon the feedback I get on that. It'll be Sunday at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and it will be the same thing, only probably a different card. I have to be somewhere, so I won't be able to do it on Saturdays. And I think it's probably going to be best if I did change it. And remember, if you need a catalog, just give me, and you don't have a demonstrator, just give me let me know, contact me, and I will get back to you with that. And while you're finishing up, I'm going to bring in my 2 cards. I'm going to put this up here so that you have the address to post yours. Here's the first card I made. And you can see that beautiful DSP that we used, which is Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper. And it's just the forest. And it went really nicely here. So I took the birds, Free as a Bird stamp set, and I used that to make this one. And you can see the little, just kind of made a scene. It looks like it's coming off one of the branches, right? And then I used a thank you that's right in here too. It's a really pretty thank you. And then some rhinestones. Okay, that's 1. And number 2, you can see how different these come out. I decided to try one, the same designer series paper, but I stamped and said the cactus flowers from our new stamps. Flowering cactus. I want to get the stamp set so I can show it to you. The flowering cactus. So I just took the flowers from here and used that to build my scene. Very simple. And all it says is have a beautiful day. And I'm not even sure where I got have a beautiful day. Where did I get that from? One of my other stamps. Ah, I don't recall. See, that's the problem with having too many stamps. But I thought that was a pretty one, and I used rhinestones on this one too. There it is. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you will come back next time. Please let your friends know that we do live on Fridays at noon and, well, say Sundays at 9. I think that'll probably be a good one to do. I do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for taking part in this. And if you have any questions, just message me. Don't forget, we have a joining bonus, that's a signing bonus. That is a great time with our new catalog. You get to use that sign-in bonus to get some really awfully nice stuff, a whole bunch of it too, for $99, and they pay for shipping, which in of itself is awesome. So glad you're here. I will see you again next time. You take care. Bye for now.